Drag racing, a sport of speed, noise, and pure adrenaline. But something's off, because that is not a quarter mile. To understand, we're gonna have to rewind a bit. But I don't own a VCR and I'm not gonna buy B-roll. This is still an old piece of shit though.
Drag racing wasn't always the high-tech spectacle we know today. Its origins can be traced back to the post-war 1940s when returning veterans, fueled by a passion for speed and
Nah, I'm gonna fucking stop, sorry. But still, it's true, veterans that had now come home was starting impromptu races with their hot rods on salt beds and straight roads, and there was a lot of decommissioned runways left from war. In the early 50s, the first real drag strip opened in Santa Ana, California, and a year after that, Wally Parks, the editor of Hot Rod magazine, took the initiative to establish the NHRA. Parks aimed to promote safety and standardization within sport, laying a foundation for its future growth. Over the next few years, the quarter mile emerged as the standard length for a drag strip. This standardization provided consistency and fairness to competitions, so that international records could be set. In the 50s and 60s, things started to get serious. It was all about pushing limits. Cars became faster and faster, reaching speeds of over 120 miles an hour. Legends like Don Garlitz, also known as
You are truly the big daddy after this.
shattered records with the first 200 miles per hour barrier broken in 1964. Funny cars, yeah, that's a legit class, also joined the scene, adding another layer of excitement. Through the 80s, 90s and 2000s, cars just became faster and faster, 210, 230, 250 miles an hour. But then in 2008, it wasn't only the economy that crashed.
Well, we are going to show you the accident itself, but you may want to remember that this involves the loss of a human life, a man dear to everybody in this series, and in fact, you may want to turn away. So the accident began when they were staging Tony Bartone on the right side, Scott Coletta on the left.
You watch Scott makes a decent run down the track, run that got him in the show, but at 300 miles per hour approaching the finish line, the car exploded, and as a result the car went off the end of the track, and the injuries from that accident took Scott Coletta from us.
As a response to this tragedy and many others like it, the NHRA decided to shorten the length of top fuel and funny car races to 1,000 feet. The hope was that the finishing speeds would be lower and that the removed 300 feet could be used to lengthen the braking zone. With just slightly lower finishing speeds, you can remove a lot of braking distance, as it's a squared function of the speed. This change sparked a lot of debate, but it undeniably saved lives. And I can see their point. Current top fuel dragsters still cross the 1,000 feet finishing line at over 338 miles per hour. Yeah, I must say that again. 338 miles per hour.
Starting line advantage evaporates in tire smoke as Brittany Force goes 366.5 at 338.43. That is an incredible run, and it is the fastest run.
3.6 seconds to go the full 1,000 feet from a standing start. Have you ever tried to emergency brake at highway speeds, going like 80? You get surprised by how long your braking distance becomes. And you can't really argue that, oh, the races are too short now. That extra 300 feet would be gone in about 0.6 seconds. And a bit off topic, but why is it called the 1/8 mile? It's 1,000 foot. Like, I get that 15/79 of a mile isn't that catchy, but just call it 1,000 feet instead. The shortened distance may seem like a compromise, but it ensures the continuation of this thrilling sport. While the distance may have changed for top fuel dragsters and funny cars, slower classes still go the full quarter mile. Even with the shorter distance, the core elements of drag racing remain the same. Acceleration and raw power remain at the heart of every race. Comment what you think about the change. Has it affected the excitement of the sport? And subscribe and all that, and I'll see you again.